Welcome to all of you. Today we are going to start our class 11 classes. I hope everyone is doing well. The first topic that I am going to start today is chapter number 5 of your book. If you don't have the books, please download it using the NCERT app or NCERT site. The first topic that I am going to start is complex number. This is chapter 5 of your NCERT book. Please go through this chapter and please see this video very carefully. As the name suggests, complex. So this number must include some complexity. For example, up to class 10th, we all know that under root of minus 25 does not exist, does not contain any real numbers. But in class 11th, this can be written as 25 into minus 1, that is 5i 25i square under root. So this can be written as 5i, that is I square equal to minus 1. We have a property here that I square, which is the iota imaginary function, the square of that imaginary function equal to minus 1. So a number that can be represented in the form of a plus iota b is called a complex number. Now the symbol of the complex number is z, which is equal to a plus iota b. A is the real part and this b is the imaginary part. So we have to convert the given set of numbers in the form of a plus iota b to make it as a complex number. For example, if we have I to the power 7, this can be written as I square power 3 into I. Now I square is minus 1. So minus 1 की power 3. This can be written as minus 1 into I, which is minus iota. So the real part is not here. So we write like this, 0 plus minus iota. This is the required complex number. So the complex number are the numbers which constitute of a real part and an imaginary part. Now the topics that we need to discuss in this chapter are, the first of all, general form. Second one, multiplicative inverse. Third, argument. Modulus. Fourth, polar form. And the fifth topic is quadratic equation. So we have to go with all these topics in this context. So starting with the general form and the multiplicative inverse, I am going to tell you some questions which will help you to understand what is the concept related to complex number in terms of the general form and in terms of the multiplicative inverse. Starting with the general form of the complex number, we all know that z is equal to a plus iota b is the general form, where a is the real part and b is the imaginary part. Now we are doing some questions to understand how we have to write the general form. If we have a question 2 plus 3 iota whole square, this can be written as a square plus b square plus 2 multiply a into b. The formula here we are using is a plus b whole square. So this is 4, this is 9i square and this is 12i. Now we all know that I square is equal to minus 1. This I represents iota, imaginary function. Now I square is minus 1, so we have 4 minus 9 plus 12 iota, which is minus 5 plus 12 iota. So the real part is minus 5 and the imaginary part is 12. So in this form, this is the general form of the complex number. Now see one more question. 1 minus I to the power 4. This can be written as 1 minus I square to the power square. Now substituting the formula here, a minus b whole square. So we have 1 plus I square minus 2i. Now the value of I square is minus 1. Substituting it, we have 1 and 1 cancel out each other. Minus 2i whole square, which is equal to 4i square. Again substituting the value of my I square. So we have minus 4. So the final answer we have 0 minus 4 plus 0 iota. So A is minus 4 and B is 0. So in this way, using different formula, we can convert that number in the general form A plus iota B. For example, I am going to tell you one more question. I to the power 39. So I square 19 into I. 19 to the 38 and 1 39. I square is minus 1. So minus 1 to the power odd, which is minus 1. So the answer is minus iota, which is 0 plus minus iota. So A is 0 and B is minus 1. So hope you understand how to calculate the general form, and in the next part I am going to tell you about the multiplicative inverse of the complex number. Now we are going to understand the multiplicative inverse concept related to the complex number. Multiplicative inverse means the reciprocal of the complex number. So if the complex number is represented by Z, Z inverse is the multiplicative inverse. Now to understand the concept of multiplicative inverse, we need to understand two concepts here. First is conjugate, and the next is modulus. Now if Z is equal to A plus iota B, then Z conjugate, that is Z bar, can be written as A minus iota B. So as simple as that. If the complex number have positive sign between real and imaginary, the conjugate have negative sign. And if the complex number have negative sign, the conjugate have positive sign. Also, the modulus of Z, which is also indicated by R, is equal to real part square plus imaginary part square. Only the coefficient square we are taking. No symbol we will take and no iota function we will take here. So this is the modulus and this is the conjugate. So now to calculate multiplicative inverse, the formula is conjugate upon mod of Z whole square. This is the formula related to multiplicative inverse. Now from this we can make one more formula. Z inverse can be written as 1 upon Z is equal to Z conjugate upon mod of Z square. So mod of Z square is equal to Z multiply Z conjugate. This we need to use in solving problems. So you please mark this here. The product of complex number and its conjugate is equal to square of the modulus. Now suppose we have one example here. Z is equal to 3 plus 4 iota. So the conjugate is 3 minus 4 iota, and the modulus we have is under root 3 square plus 4 square, which is equal to 9 plus 16 under root 25. Now Z inverse is equal to Z conjugate upon Z mod of Z square. So this is 3 minus 4 iota upon the square of root 25 is 25. So Z inverse is equal to 3 by 25 plus minus 4 by 25 iota. So the A is 3 by 25 and B is minus 4 by 25. So using these concepts we can calculate multiplicative inverse by using this formula. Z inverse equal to mod conjugate of Z divided by square of the modulus. I hope everyone is understanding this. Now in the next part of the video I am going to tell you about argument and the polar form which implies the use of the modulus and the argument. The representation of this complex number in Cartesian axis is the polar form. So first of all you try to complete first exercise as per this concept and we will see more later. Welcome to all of you. I hope everyone has understood the concept of general form and multiplicative inverse related to complex number, and all of you have completed your work also. Today I am going to teach you about the concept which is very important in terms of complex number. The representation of complex number with Cartesian axis plane is polar form. Before starting the polar form we need to understand two main concepts here. One you already know about the modulus and the other one is argument. Now what is argument? Argument basically is the angle which is formed by the inclination of the real axis with the complex number. So we can also say that the angle that the complex number make or made with the real axis is called argument. Now to understand the concept of argument we need to understand some rules here which is related to the quadrant. So please see the video very carefully. Now the polar form of complex number can be written as r cos theta plus I sin theta, where r is the modulus and theta is the argument. Now to calculate this theta we have some rules here. First of all we have to calculate tan alpha, which is the slope, imaginary part of z upon real part of z. Modulus. The modulus value of imaginary upon real gives us the value of tan alpha. Now if the complex number lies in first quadrant, that is real and imaginary both are positive, then theta is equal to alpha. What is theta? Theta is the argument. Complex number lies in second quadrant, that is minus plus, theta can be calculated as pi minus alpha. Complex number lies in third quadrant, negative, theta can be calculated as alpha minus pi, and complex number lies in fourth quadrant, plus minus, so theta is equal to minus alpha. So using these four concepts we can calculate the argument and substitute the value in this polar form. Now I am going to teach you one problem which will help you to understand the actual polar form meaning of complex number. Now the problem is find the polar form of minus root 3 plus iota. The real part is negative of root 3 and the imaginary part is 1 here. First of all, to find the polar form we have to find the value of A, which is minus root 3, which is real, and B 1, which is imaginary. Now calculating the modulus, which is equal to R, is equal to under root of A square plus B square. So this is root 3 negative square plus 1 square. So now this is 3 plus 1, which is equal to root 4. So the value of the modulus we get is 2. Now first we have calculated the modulus. Now this complex number lies in second quadrant, as the symbol is minus plus, the real is negative and the imaginary is positive. So to calculate argument, the formula is pi minus alpha. Now to calculate alpha, tan alpha is equal to imaginary part of z upon real part of z modulus. So tan alpha is equal to 1 upon minus root 3, which is tan alpha 1 by root 3. So the value of alpha is 30, pi by 6. Now substituting it, we get theta is equal to pi minus pi by 6. This is 5 pi by 6. Now the pi is 180 degree here, as we have constituted the values in terms of radian. I will teach you how to calculate radian and degree also. Here you just understand this, that pi indicates 180 here, as we are converting the degree in terms of the radian. So the value of theta is 5 pi by 6. Now the polar form is r, which is equal to 2. Formula is r cos theta plus I sin theta. So cos theta is 5 pi by 6 plus I sin pi by 5 pi by 6. So this is the required polar form. Now to calculate the polar form, we have to calculate the modulus and the argument using the quadrant rule and then substituting that values in this formula. I hope all of you understand this. I will teach you how to calculate degree into radian and radian into degree, because you need that in order to understand why we are putting pi here. So I am going to teach you in the next part of the video. Till then, you understood try to understand this and try to solve as many problems as you can.